Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of our video on the top 5 things to do in Penang. In the last video, we showed that with Penang's rich history, how delving into Penang's colonial past can be a very fascinating experience. Then we soak in Penang's Peranakan heritage with a visit to Penang's Peranakan Museum and Chon Fat Z's Blue Mansion. In this video, we'll continue with another 3 exciting things to do in Penang.
Number 3. Marvel at Penang's religious harmony. Pitt Street is a major thoroughfare in the city of Georgetown. It is one of the oldest roads in the city centre and named after William Pitt, the Prime Minister of Great Britain in 1786. What's really interesting about this street is that places of worship, each of different religion, are located within a short distance of one another, earning it its nickname, the Street of Harmony. Back in the early days, the British administrators and Europeans resided at the northern end of Pitt Street and built the Anglican St. George's Church in 1818.
So behind me is St. George's Church, the oldest Anglican church of Southeast Asia. The church was constructed in 1818 to serve the growing Christian community of Penang. It was built by the British East India Company using convict labour. In 1886, the mark of centenary of the founding of Penang, and to honour St. Francis Light, a small Greek-style pavilion was built in the church grounds.
Just further up the road is the Catholic Church of the Assumption. The church was established to serve the Eurasian Catholics who had moved to Penang from Kuala Kedah after fleeing from persecution in Phuket. The Indian Muslim community moved into the southern part of Pitt Street earlier and built the Kapitan Keling Mosque in 1801. This mosque was built by Indian Muslim traders and lies at the centre of the city's Tamil Muslim neighbourhood, the Chulias. Kapitan Keling Mosque is the largest mosque in Georgetown. A long walkway leads up to the main prayer hall of this mosque. Also located on Pitt Street is the Kuan Yin Temple. It was built by the early immigrant settlers from China in honour of the Chinese goddess of mercy, Kuan Yin.
The Kuan Yin Temple was first built in 1728, making it the oldest Chinese temple in Penang. When it was built, the temple was originally dedicated to Mazu, a patron for seafarers by the Hokkiens. The temple was renovated in 1800, during which the temple's main deity was changed from Mazu to Kuan Yin. And other Chinese deities, including Kuan Gong and Tua Pei Gong, were also added, reflecting the more diverse Chinese community here in Georgetown.
When we walk up to this temple, we are greeted by the scent of incense and a spacious prayer hall with worshippers praying to the goddess of mercy. Further south of Pitt Street, the Hindus constructed the Sri Mariamman Temple in 1833, which has since become a focal point of Little India in Georgetown.
Right behind me is the Sri Mariamman Temple, a typical southern Indian temple with an elaborately carved and painted gopuram or tiered entrance gateway of a Hindu temple. The temple is dedicated to the deity Mariamman, our great powerful mother, and is Penang's oldest Hindu temple. And right behind, you can see quite a lot of people because a wedding is underway. I think the bride is on the second floor and waiting for the groom to come, say their prayers, and they also have a very nice buffet spread for the guests that they have invited. So it's really exciting here now.
Number 4. Intrigued by Penang's clan association culture.
When we were in Malacca, we have seen some of the really awesome clan associations along Jonker Street. But in Georgetown, the clan associations is of another level, bigger, grander, and more sophisticated. Georgetown is dotted with a plethora of Chinese mansions, which houses the clan associations or gongsi. The majority of these gongsis are at least a century old. Early in the 19th century, a large number of Chinese immigrants arrived in Penang. Many of them came alone and have no close relatives in this part of the world. so they tend to socialize more with other men from their own hometown where they came, and especially those with the same family name. These men spent most of their time working and also resided on small boats stationed close to the present day's Swettenham Pier. They then constructed wooden stilt houses at the waterfront, now known as the clan jetties.
Behind me are long rows of jetty on which are low-built houses, religious shrines and shops. These are the clan jetties of Georgetown, dating back to the late 19th century. There are 7 such jetties, all but one home to a different Chinese clan. The oldest and largest is the Chiu Jetty, which is here, founded in 1870s, followed by the Lees, the Tans, the Yos and the Kuis jetties.
The clan jetties still retain traditional Chinese culture and customs today. Each jetty has its own small temple at the entrance and at the very end of the jetty, facing outwards the sea to grant the residents good fortune. Chiu Jetty is the only Penang jetty open to the public and is also the oldest and largest of the clan jetties. Chiu Jetty was built in the mid-19th century, and as the clan grew, more houses were added, pushing the jetty further out to sea. Today, while many of the 75 houses have been converted into cafes, souvenir shops or homestay, there are still around 600 residents who continue to live here. Besides socializing within the clan jetties, Chinese immigrants also found ways to connect themselves to fellow villagers through the gongxis. They see these clan associations as a way to preserve their traditions and keeping in touch with their hometowns back in China. Let us get to know some of these clan associations and their stories. The finest Chinese clan temple in the region is undoubtedly Leong Tong Ku Gongxi. It is established in 1835 when 102 members of the Ku clan came together to form an organization to look after the welfare of Ku clan members in Southeast Asia.
Hey, the awesomely cool Ku Gongxi Temple is the grandest clan temple in the country. The full name of the temple is Leong Tong Ku Gongxi, or Dragon Mountain Hall, named after the ancestral village of the wealthy Hokkien merchants who founded the temple, and that was founded in 1835. An interesting fact of the temple is that the original temple was demolished in 1894 by the thriving Ku clan in 1894, and a magnificent new temple was constructed over the next 8 years. And within a month of its completion, the temple was allegedly struck by lightning and burned to the ground. And the clan believed that it was due to its resemblance to the emperor's palace, and took this as an indication of divine wrath, that the temple was too grand for ancestor worship. So the temple was rebuilt on a less lavish scale in 1902 and completed in 1906.
The association's role included keeping records of the clan's ancestors and descendants. As a result of this diligent effort, the Kus have one of the most detailed genealogical charts of any Penang clan. The central hall of the clan house is a Ching Sun Kiong and enshrines the On Sun Ya, the Great Duke, and Tua Sa Ya, the Noble, who are the patron saints of the Kus. Both were famous generals of the Jin dynasty in the 4th century. The I Kok Tong in the right wing of the building is the ancestral hall of the Kus. On the left wing is the Hok Tek Su, which enshrines Tua Pek Kong, the god of prosperity. One of Georgetown's most historic and captivating clan temples is the Sek Tek Tong Chia Gongxi. It is tucked away in a pretty quiet corner, so it is fairly easy to miss. Among the 5 major Hokkien clans associations in Penang, the Chia Gongxi is the oldest, being founded before 1820. The building of the clan association at Armenian Street took 15 years and was completed in 1873. The Yap Gongxi is one of the smallest clan associations in Penang. It is also located at Armenian Street, and the association building is known as Lam Cheong Tong, built in the Straits Eclectic style and was completed in 1924. Next to Yap Kong Si is a Chu Che Kiong Temple, which was built in 1924 and houses the altar of the Yap patron deity, Hui Chi Chong Wang. Number 5. Indulge in Penang's world-famous cuisine. Penang cuisine is truly a foodie's paradise. It is highly regarded and has been ranked in the top 10 street food cities in Asia. It has also been voted by Lonely Planet as a top culinary destination. I'll be making a separate video on my favorite makan places in Penang. So for this video, we will introduce our favorite Peranakan restaurant, kueh shop and cafe. For those seeking an authentic taste of Peranakan cuisine, this is definitely the restaurant to dine at. Auntie Giglin's old school eatery is helmed by Auntie Giglin herself, with recipes passed down through the generations. Auntie Giglin learned cooking from her mother at the age of 12. The restaurant occupies 2 shop lots in Lebu Bishop. The deco is pleasant, from the shop windows adorned with memorabilia to the vintage ceiling fans and Peranakan floor tiles. The vibes that we get is an anticipation of a truly authentic Peranakan meal straight from a Nonya's kitchen. Our dinner consists of Kari Kapitan, beef rendang, otah, nasi ulam, which is jasmine rice with finely chopped fresh herbs, and egg omelette with chaipo, radish. Auntie Giglin's hard work and her family's recipes over the last decade finally paid off with a Michelin star in December 2022. So, if you're planning a visit to Penang, do remember to make a reservation before dropping by this delightful eatery. Nonya Kueh are bite-sized cakes, sweets or snacks, which are a big part of Peranakan cuisine. Nonya Kueh are often colourful and always addictively delicious, with over 100 varieties. The most famous Nonya Kueh in Penang is Moteng Piao Nonya Kueh, located in Lebu, Chulia, and has been making Nonya Kueh since 1933. This shop was set up by, yes, you guessed it, Mr. Mo, who used to supply kueh to bicycle peddlers back in the olden days. Operated by a third-generation team, the shop today has a sit-down restaurant behind the factory for guests to try their more than 20 varieties of Nonya Kueh. As we arrive at the obscured alley off Chulia Street, we can see a faded signboard hung on a reddish facade. We continue to head right in, and we walk past a large kitchen, workers preparing jars of kaya, an altar. Right at the end of the shop house, we come to the dine-in area, a rustic patio with exposed brick walls and decorated with nostalgic memorabilia such as old tingkats. We totally enjoyed the kueh kueh experience at Moteng Piao. When we visited a second time a few days later, slightly later in the afternoon, many of the kueh kueh were wiped out, so be there early. A good complement to Penang's compelling food scene is an emergent cafe culture, which is characterized by specialty coffee cafes with European-style themes in gorgeous heritage houses. One of our favorites is the La Vie en Rose Patisserie, located in the heart of Georgetown. Look out for its cotton candy storefront that sits at the corner of a row of shop houses. From buttery croissants to chocolate tarts, we feast our eyes on all the amazing pastries and desserts that are freshly made daily. We had some donuts and a chocolate tart, and boy, were they good. Okay, it's a wrap. Hope you enjoy our video of the top 5 things to do in Penang. Okay, that's all we have for this trip.
If you like more content like this, remember to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. It's important to us.